And last Saturday I attended the 40th anniversary dance recital of the Michelle Farmer Dance Studio. It's an excellent show. The kids are wonderful dancers, and you know, congratulations to Michelle for doing this for 40 years and for, you know, turning out such wonderful dancers. So the kids should all be proud of their performances. Last Monday, I traveled to Niagara-on-the-Lake along with Councillor Carl Hill to take part in the announcement of an art installation called Landscape of Nations. It will be commemorating Six Nations' involvement in the War of 1812, and when it's completed, it will be installed at Queenston Heights. It's going to be a beautiful thing when it's done, so they're supposed to break ground for it in September, and then the installation will actually be completed next year. And just yesterday, I was in Toronto at the Ontario First Nations Limited Partnership Annual Assembly. That is the body that transfers over the gaming dollars to our community. As you know, we get 1.7% of all gaming in Ontario. And this was just an annual assembly just to bring us up to date on some of the activities they have been doing. And we're pleased to announce that we now have a member on the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Board, and that person is going to be Steve Williams, who will be the First Nations rep there. Some of the upcoming meetings this afternoon, I've been invited to a presentation that's going to take place at the Ohsweken Speedway. Glenn Stars has made a donation to a project called Imagination Library. And what this is a project where mums with little babies and little kids can make application to Imagination Library, and the children will receive books in the mail once a month. And I think it's going to be free. It is free, and that's why they're looking for donations. And it's being headed up by Holly Frank. So I encourage all the new mums and mums with little ones to find out more about it and see how you can maybe get your little ones to get books in the mail once a month, and it can lead up to them getting books as they get older. On Saturday, I've been invited to the opening of Seacourt House, which is owned by Tim and Lisa Johnson. And that's the house across from the Village Cafe, which is based on the design of the Laura Seacourt House. And it's been built here as well as I guess, a memorial to the contribution that Six Nations did make towards the war, during the War of 1812. Later the same day, Six Nations Polytech will be holding a ceremony to acknowledge their student accomplishments, which I plan to attend. And on Sunday, the Six Nations veterans will be holding Decoration Day at St. Peter's Church. I've also been invited to attend the annual awards reception for the Starfighter cadets in Brantford. And next week, I'll be traveling to Kenora, Ontario for the annual All-Ontario Chiefs Conference, and this year will be an election year for Ontario Regional Chief. And next Saturday, June 20th, I will be taking part in the annual Walk with Pride in Brantford. And later on that evening, I'll be attending the circus with 500 other people from Six Nations or more. And on June 21st is our Solidarity Day activities. The posters are out. Please check it to see what you got to bring from your district. And I'll also be going up to Brantford in the morning to provide some comments for their activities that are being organized by Brantford Native Housing. On June 25th, the Minister of Colleges, Universities and Trades, Minister Reza Maridi, will be here to visit Six Nations Polytech. And that evening, I will be taking part in the Anna Police Awards ceremony, which is being held at the Greens at Renton. I've also been invited to take part in the Ambassadors Contest for the International Villages event that takes place in Brantford every year. And on June 29th, we'll be meeting with Minister Brad Dogood, who's the Minister of Economic Development and Infrastructure, and that will be taking place in Toronto. I've also been invited by the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, Mr. Glenn Murray, to attend a climate change conference called the Summit of the Americas, which will be held in Toronto on July 7th, 8th and 9th. So I'll be attending that. At the same day, the Assembly of First Nations will be holding their annual assembly in Montreal, but we have 3 councillors, Ray Miracle, Carl Hill and Terry General, who will be attending that. And again, the Pan Am Games are July 10th to 26th. Don't forget our concert, Embrace Her with Love, at Chiefswood Park on July 18th. And Planet Indigenous will be here August 1st to 10th. They'll be beginning at Woodland Cultural Centre, and then it will relocate to Harbourfront in Toronto. The Parapan Games are August 9th to 16th, and in September we're into lacrosse with the Under-19 World Lacrosse Tournament, which will be held here at Six Nations on September 11th, 12th and 13th, which is a lead into the World Lacrosse Tournament that will be taking place in Onondaga in New York State from September 18th to 27th. And we're still working on our fundraising Fireman's Ball for November 19th. There are also a number of other community events taking place over the next month, which are provided by Recreation, Social Services and Health. There is the Outdoor Farmers Market, which is located at 2676 Fourth Line Road. One of the events put on by Recreation is the Summer Sports Camp. So that if you want to take part in that, check in at Parks and Rec. And the powwow will be held July 25th and 26th. And there are also a number of golf tournaments. I think if you look on the posters, you see a golf tournament every Friday or Saturday going on. So we encourage people to take part in those, as they are also raising funds for various events. So we're a busy community. Let's keep busy, but us at the same time, let's all work to stay safe and healthy. Thank you. Yawa.